you need to check out this 110 regression progression strategy, as I'm calling it. It's a great way to press and increase your bets. It's the way I do it, a lot different, a little different than most other people. It makes the dealers crazy when it starts really adding up, but it's a good, solid, safe way to increase your bets and increase your rack. Most of all, it really works. It seems to do pretty good for me. There's one thing I got to talk about. It's December 2025. Me and a couple of my buddies went to the Caesars 10 times point multiplier this month, and for a weekday, Monday, Tuesday, it was pretty busy, to the point where we went over to the Cromwell to play craps and couldn't get a spot at a table. So we went back over to the Flamingo. There's a lot of people walking around, and we're talking 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. Not super cold. It was a great time, but it definitely wasn't dead. And that's my main thing. All the clickbait that I hear out there, it's making me crazy. I love Vegas. I think it's getting a bad rap right now. Yeah, it can be a little pricey, but listen to some of our tips and you'll be able to hold your costs down. So let's see how this 110 strategy plays out. So let's get going with our 110 regression progression strategy. And dice are out. Boom, we have a 7, so the pass line wins. But that is not what we're interested in. We're looking at doing a 110 inside. And we now have 7 again. 9. Our point is 9. We have 600 in our rack. Basically, a little more than 5 times. And we're going to hand the dealer $110. And someone made a suggestion I should place bets more accurately as they are on a real table, and that is something I should have done from the beginning rather than I was placing them here, but this is where you put a pass line. Anyways, appreciate that comment from a viewer. So we're looking for 110 inside. We're going to do 2 hits, same as our other one, our conservative strategy. 2 hits, but instead of just taking hits, we're going to start pressing the way I like to press, not a traditional press. And we're going to show that right there. So we got 9. We hit the point. We're looking for a win of 35. Boom. So take that, we'll put it in our rack. We're off. I need a new point. Back on the 9. We went to Vegas for the Caesars 10 times multiplier that they had going on. This is in December of 2025 if you're looking at this video down the road. And this did very well for one of the guys that was with me. Made quite a bit of money. But, the roll was going correct. Got lucky with how it was rolling. And that was a hard 4. So it didn't do us any good. We're looking for an inside. There's a 5. Okay. So we win 35. We are regressing down to 36 or 66 inside. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on our video. It helps us a whole lot. The algorithm wants to know that you like our videos. We're a new channel, and it is so important at these beginning stages. Keep in mind, it's December of 2025. So if you're looking at this, years down the road, and you're seeing a ton of subscribers and views and likes, I'm dating it, telling you December 2025. And right now, we need everything we can get. It is greatly appreciated. The other thing we're doing is we want to do some live rollouts with our subscribers. So if you're in the Los Angeles area and would love to come in here and play your favorite crap strategy on our table here in our studio, we'd love to have you. So please message us and we'll get right back with you. So we're going to take 50. We're going to toss another 20 out there. We're getting back 4, which will go into our rack. We need 4 here. We're going to exchange. Boom. 15. You need 50. So we're at 66 inside, and you'll understand here how I like to progress. Most important thing here is we have captured our initial 110. We're up $4, and so no matter what happens, you've won money and you're not going to have lost. We hit a 5, so that pays 21. Okay, we're going to say, hey dealer, I need 22 pressure inside. And he's going to you're going to hand him $1, which you saw me hand him $1. And we're going to go up to 20 and 24 on the numbers. So we actually put another $1 in, so we've only, right now we only have $3 profit. Everything else, all our profit is out on the table, hoping to make money. And there's a 6. So that one, 28. We're going to 25, 28. We're going to take 15 and we're going to tell the dealer, hey, I want a $15 10, and you're going to get the change. So that will, you made a little bit of profit, and now you've expanded to the 10. I always do, in this progression, I'm going to do the 10 first, and then I'll go to the 4. There's no difference. If you wanted to go to the 4 and then do a 10, you will see we've got another 6, so we want another 28. And I'm going to say, dealer, I need a $15 4, and you're banking 13 more. So, you're making a profit, and you're expanding your horizons as to what is available for you to win. Now you've got something on every number. 3 doesn't do you any good. It's horn bet, field bet, winner. Didn't do us any good or any harm. There we have an 8. We just won 28 again. And what we're going to do, there's 28. We're going to take up our 4 and 10, 5. They're now 20, so they're now a buy bet versus a standard bet where you got paid 20 set. If you had won with a $15 bet, you'd be paid 27. So it's a $3 cost. Whereas when you get to 20, it's a buy bet.
standard buy bet, at least at Caesars Casinos or the Flipingo where I was playing at. Now you $1 VIG and you'd get 40. So it's more cost effective. And then you banked $18. So you're always banking money. There's a 4. So that $20 4, you're going to give the house $1. So you have your dollar VIG. They're going to give you 40. So you got your 40. You're going to tell the dealer, hey, I need $10 pressure on my 4 and 10. So you're now at 30. What I did, I paid a quarter, and so I'm taking that quarter, putting it in my rack. I had to pull $5 out of my rack to do that bet. Probably should make it proper, so we're going to make it 30. Take up, that way dealers will do that just so they don't have a stack of chips. It just makes it easier to read, easier to count. We got 11. Didn't do us any good. Let's see what we got. We got another 6. So 28 or 24 pays 28. We're going to take it up single unit on the 6 and 8. So we're racking 16, and we're taking these to 30. And here again, we're going to make this what I'm calling proper. I'm not really 100% sure the exact term. I think that is it. But just easier. Don't have a gigantic stack. So there's 25 I put out. I'm putting that back. Now you've got 30 on your 6 and 8. You can see how our rack is building, and we're building out our numbers out there on the table. So now we're making some good money. Let's see what we got. We got a 9. So that's a $20 9 that is going to pay 28. So we're going to go 28. Actually, we're going to say, drop me $2. And they're going to give you 30. We're going to take up, we're a little conservative on the 6 and 8. So we've got that. We're going to sit there and tell the dealer we want a $10 press. So we're taking our 5 and 9 up to 30. And 30 you'll pay 42. And we put $10 in our rack. We've got a 2 snake eyes. That's aces, whatever term you want to use. Didn't hurt us, didn't make us any money. Paid double on the field. Whoa, that's a double horn bet. The term see a horn, bet a horn would have been good. Field winner's happy, horn bettors are happy. There's an 8, so that 30 is going to pay 35. And I'm going to, let's see, we're going to pull that back. We're going to give you 5 singles. We're going to tell them you want, actually, so we've got 35. We're going to go up 12 each on our 6 and 8. We're going to rack 11. And we're now at 42 on our 6 and 8. So this is how, you know, the progression goes. I typically do about half of whatever I win, half of it's going to go back into the numbers. There is a 12 horn bet, double the field, triple the field, depending where you're at. There's a 6. So 42 is going to pay 48. And we're going to keep going. We're racking 24, pulling $1 out. That gives us another 12. And that means we are at 52. And for our purposes, we're going to take 5, put a quarter. It's easy to tell we're at 54. When things start building, you really got to know your math. You got to know what's going on, because dealers will make mistakes. Make sure I am putting, I put 24 pressure on the 6 and 8. Depending, you got to make sure whatever terminology you're using, just, hey, I want to take up my 6 and 8, $12 each. Big problem is sometimes when you say that, they're going $12. I'm splitting 6 amongst both. They would maybe only do one for $12 and not the other. Don't be afraid to ask to get the bet correct the way you want. Because it's my opinion is you always want your 10 to match your 4, your 5 to match your 9, your 6 to match your 8. So if you look at that, there's 30, 30, and 54. So, and that's the same over on the 4 and 5. We 7'd out. So this roll, we made 115. We're up $124 on that one roll. Depending how things would have gone, I mean, the big advantage to this is we put our 4 and 10 on, whereas with just the conservative 110 strategy, you only would have had these 4 numbers. So by adding the 4 and the 10, these 4 numbers are 18 rolls out of 36. The 10 has 3 possible ways, the 4. So when you have 18 different ways, you're now at 24 different ways, which is basically 2/3 of the time, 24. Yeah, 2/3 of the time you're going to win. Anyways, we 7'd out, coming down. We're things have gone well, can't complain. So we are looking for a new point. We've got a 6. Okay, so we're a 6. We're telling the dealer, hey, we need 110 inside. So we are taking, at this point, we're using just winnings that we had, and we are in really good shape because we have taken, our rack is still plus, so there's 5, we're up $14 in our rack that we're still in profit if this were to do the, oh my God, 7 out, which, you know, they never say you want to say that, but I just said it. Let's pray I don't regret it. Anyways, looking inside number, come on, 8. Whew, close. So that wins 35. We're taking 35. We're putting it in our rack. We're happy about that. Need one more so we can regress down to 66. And we have a 9. So that is 35. We're racking that. We're going to regress down. We're taking that. We're taking 50, putting it in our rack. And if you just tell them, you know, hey, I just need to take me down to 66 inside, they're going to do all this just for keeping our rack clean. We are going to hand them 6 when they handed me the 2 quarters. So we're now at 66. You know what? For rack control, since I have the singles, I'm going to do all singles. So there we are, clean. We're going to take and put 3 everywhere. Boom. So now we have 66 inside. Notice we're back up. So we're at 125, 129 is what we are up at this point. And remember, I'm not counting that 66. If you wanted to walk away from the table right now, you could pull down your place bets and you would be up 190 bucks, close there, close to that. Anyways, here we go inside, and we've got a 7. We 7'd out, but we won $4 that hand. So winning $4 is better than losing $4. So no big deal. We are off. We're looking for, you know, that was a shorter roll, and you survived and didn't lose any money, made a little bit of money. Can't argue that one. Okay, looking for the new shooter, new point. We've got an 8. Hey, I need 110 inside. No problem. There we go. We are doing our 110 inside. Shooter's like feeling lucky. Come on inside, and we had a 7 out. We just lost 110 bucks. Bummer, but we're still up even with the loss. So PSOs, they suck, but that's just part of the game. Got to be careful. Watch your rack and just let's see if we can recover here. Okay, 7 out. Pass line wins. The don'ts lose. We've got a 6. Need 110 inside, dealer. So you're dropping them 110. Boom. There you go. Got a new shooter. Dice are being handed to the shooter. Shooter's feeling lucky. And we got a 6. So we won 35. It was an easy 6, a 5-1. There we've got that. Come on, one more. Here we go. 6. Oh, you know what? That was the point, which was off. Now we're back on the 6. That was a lucky catch there. You know, when I'm multitasking, dealing, playing everything, sometimes I'll goof and not flip that off, but I caught it, you know, a couple times in videos I've goofed. Sorry about that, but we caught it this time. Now we're trying to get that, and we've rolled a 6 again. Wow. Can't complain. 35. We've done it twice. Dealer, take me down to 66 inside. You're taking 50. You're taking, you need to give them 6 since you're running low. There's your 6. You need 50. We're going to our standard 110 setup, which is 15 and 18. And we're all set. Let's see if we can do better this hand, but we know we're protected. The most important thing is that you're protected off this hand. If you were to have the dreaded 7 out, you've won $4, which is, like I said, better than losing $4. And we've got a 9. So that 9 is paying 21. And you know, my thing is, hey, I want 22 pressure inside. So you only got 21. You got to hand him $1. Boom. So he's done that. I was short 5 there. Duh. Sorry about that. But hey, that goes on the 5. We're doing. So we're at 20, 24, 24, 20. That is the only time where we're going to pull money out of our rack. Every time after this, we're going to split it, basically, sort of. But right now, we've got a 5. So that 20 is going to pay 28. I'm going to say, hey, I want a $15 10. I'm playing this a little conservative. If you were feeling lucky, you might want to go instantly to the 20. So we're taking out $13. That's what we're putting in our rack. If you went to 20, you'd only be putting it in 8. But then you now have a buy bet, which is a $1 VIG. So you're going to make a little bit more money. But since we're not really too sure about this shooter, we are going to rack that 13. We've now made $16 on this shooter. Well, we gave him, 16. So let's see what we got. We got a 6, so that pays 28. We're going to do it again. I'm going to say I want a $15 4, dealer. Dealer's going to hand you that. He's going to place your 4. He's going to give you back 13. You are now, we're up $48 at this point, even after that loss. So let's keep on rolling and hope for the best. We've got a 6. We hit our point. So that is 28. Win. We're going to take up our pull that out. We're going to go $12. We're going to put $12 pressure on the 6 and 8. Could do 1 red, 1 green, but for the sake of speed here, we're not going to do that. The next time we hit, but that's 30, it's going to pay 35. Our rack is building. We've got an 8 is our point. So let's see what we got happening. 10. Okay, so that 15 is going to pay 27. We're going to rack the 27. We're going to tell the dealer we want $5 pressure, bring our 4 and 10 up to $20 each. So, because it wasn't a buy bet. Now at $20, it's a buy bet. So a $1 VIG will pay, and you'll win 40. So anyways, let's see what we got here. We've got an 8. We hit our point again. We've won $35. So we want to take up our unit. We're going to take it up, put 5 here. We're going to go 35. We're putting 24 in. We racked 11 in this. So that is the important thing. We are going to, there's 25. Actually, 42 is what we did. There's 5. We're going to take this. So we're at 42. Everything's proper. Now we need that put us off. We're getting a new point, same shooter. He's going, I'm going to tear it up here. He hit a 4, so our point is a 4. We're looking for any number. We've got a 5. The 20 pays 28. So we're going to go 5 and 3. So this is, you got to decide. Do you want to go up 10 and rack? So if you were to go up 5 each, that means you have 18. If you were going up 10 each, you're racking 8. We're going to be a little aggressive here. We're going to put out 10 each on the 5 and 9. We racked $8. Okay. So keep in mind here, we're up 75, 90, almost $100. So at this point, we're doing well. Let's see what we've got. We roll a 6. So that 42 is going to pay 48. So we're doing that. We're giving them $2. And we've racked that. Kind of the decision is, so $48, let's go up another 12 and do so in this case, he handed you your winnings. You're handing him back 24 and saying, hey, take me to 54 on my 6 and 8. So we could go there. We're gonna easier to handle. And if you're like me, this past couple days in Vegas, I definitely knocked over a bunch of stacks of chips. So keeping them low is always good. So we got a 5. We got a $30 5, which is going to pay 42. So we're going here. So being a little aggressive was great. We're going to 42 winning. We're going to take them up 10 each again. So we had a 3, 2, 5. We're going to bank that. Our singles, we're going to put another that. So we actually need, I'm going to take off 5. We're now at 40. We went from 30 to 40. So that's a good roll. Dealer Hands the dice to the shooter. The dealer shoots 5. Okay, so we're at 40, which means it now pays $56 is what is the win. So 56, we're going to go, here's 56. How aggressive do you feel? Do you want to go up another 10 or do you want to go up another 15? We're just not sure about the shooter, so we're just going to take it up 10 each, which is taking them to 50. Could adjust that to green, but for speed, we're not going to do that. We're looking for another number, and we rolled a 7 out. Good thing we didn't go aggressive. Anyways, we're just going to do that video right there. This is what we've won in the short period of time. 175. You can see 5. $182 won, and we had a few rolls. You know, if you're pressing, the longer the roll is, the better this gets. If they're short, you know, you'd be collecting $21 every hand. So if you were sitting there and just doing the math of how many times this won, you'd be able to figure out if it was a benefit to be this aggressive. But on a longer roll, all of a sudden you can see, I mean, you're at 40, you're at 54, you're at 20. Any one of these is going to have significant growth, and you're right on the edge of really making some serious money. So it's a good way to play if you've got enough guts to do it. But it's like I said, it's about 50%. You saw how I did it, and you would just keep doing that. You'll make the dealers crazy doing this. So make sure and give them a tip. At the end, it's like, okay, I try and do, you know, somewhere between 7 and 10%. If you've got a 180 something, could do a 15, you know, when they're coloring you out, give them $15, give them $20 to say, hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. They appreciate it. And it is just the right thing to do because they're living on tips. And one other thing is don't be a jerk at the table. Be respectful of things and of your fellow players. So thank you. We will see you on the next video.
Well, that went okay. Even though the video says what we made, we're probably $30 shy of that because of the mistake I made early on in the video. But we still won, which is better than losing. You know, making money is way better than losing money. This isn't a super aggressive strategy. Its primary goal is to get in there, get your money out, and put yourself in a position to start making profit. I know a lot of people don't like the strategy. I love a regression strategy. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but it's the way I always play, and I seem to do pretty good with it. So, don't know what to say. If you're a hater for that type of strategy, play your game. No one's telling you to play this game. I'm just giving what I think is good advice on how to play, get good comps, make some money. The most important thing is know when to get out and walk away. You've won money. or, you know, if the table's turning, get off the table. Do not give your money back. You know, and that's the reason I kind of talk about, you don't drink a lot. That's the reason they give you alcohol. You lose your perspective of what's happening. Be smart. Play smart. Anyways, I'm going to quote Whalen again. Be satisfied. It is just the best motto out there. It'll keep you a winner. You know, just don't keep going. I mean, if you're on a winning streak, definitely don't stop. But, you know, being satisfied truly is super important and will make you stay a winner. Thank you for watching the video. Really appreciate a subscribe and a like and comments. And we'll do our best to get back to you. We will see you on the next video. Thank you.